I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're two sisters Southern cooking. We're doing a Vidalia onion pie today. So, you planted Vidalia onions in the garden, harvested them a week ago?
Yes.
About a week ago. I just cut up all these little tiny Vidalias. What they actually call them, there is a name for these little tiny little ones. They're called peewees. I just cut them all up into thin little slices with a little small paring knife. And I needed 2.5 cups of them, and I had 2.5 cups of what we harvested.
So we had taken the Vidalia, the larger ones, out, and those were harvested off screen, and they were obviously eaten off screen too. And we pulled these out of the ground because they had the shoots had just died off.
And that's what happens when they're ready. The green tops die, and that tells you that they're ready. That they're not going to grow anymore.
So we just went ahead and pulled them up, and I was like, they look like little pearlescent onions, so they're called peewees.
They're called peewees. We have some at the fruit stand right now that basically they plant, which you didn't have a whole field of onions planted. You only had one little row planted.
Right.
But in a professional setting where they plant Vidalias to grow and harvest and sell and whatnot, they plant the outer rows around the whole edge of a Vidalia field. They plant those to grow peewees, and they grow peewees. They are the same seed as a regular Vidalia, but they become peewees because they're on the edge of the field and they don't get as much water.
Isn't that funny? I was wondering that.
Onions are full of water.
Mm-hmm.
So because they're on the edge of the field, they don't get the sprinklers as much as the center does.
Interesting.
So they do not get as much water. So that's why they do not get as big. And so you only get the peewees at the beginning of the season.
Okay. They're very potent, by the way, because Elsie's crying because of the aroma of the onions.
Right. But we're gonna have a Vidalia onion pie today. So
yes.
It's gonna be made with a regular pie crust.
We're gonna do Jiffy Pie Crust.
All right. So we will be back shortly to assemble it and bake it and everything. But we just wanted to explain to you about how we grew these. You grew these because you planted them.
They were smaller than the size of my pinky finger.
And you didn't buy these.
No.
Morris actually got them from one of the farmers.
Yes.
And he gave settings. They call them sets of Vidalia onions.
Okay.
He gave Morris about 3 or 4 sets of them. I believe it was.
And I think we ended up using, I think it was about 50 to 60 of those onions. And we harvested probably all of them except for maybe about 5 or so that just didn't take off. So that's actually not too bad. But I have to tell you that this fall, right before winter, I am going to till up and I'm going to put more down because I think I put them in the ground a little too late in the season.
You did.
And because I kept dilly-dallying around because I didn't want to put it in the ground. And I think that's why our onions also were a little bit smaller.
Typically, they are planted October, November. They are planted before Thanksgiving for sure.
Okay.
And the winter does not affect them.
Now, is that seeds or shoots?
That's those sets.
The seedlings. Okay.
The seedlings.
So I need to do that. Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, and we'll do that. Maybe we'll do 2 rows this year instead of 1. And because we did that for our garlic where we roped it off from last fall. And
garlic is good in the winter months too.
Yes. And so our garlic is starting to take off really big. Their shoots are getting really big. So, but this is going to be great because this came from our garden. So let's go ahead and get a Vidalia pie started.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, y'all, I am going to get my onions sauteing, and then I will mix up my egg mixture. That's going to go on top of the onions. This is going to be our Vidalia onion pie.
Yum.
Alright y'all, I'm stirring this around. It's been cooking for a minute now. Just stir it around a little bit. Alright, now I'm moving back to my mixing of the mixture to go on top of it. Alright, I'm going to pour my onions in. These are going to saute for about 10 minutes until they're nice and tender. I'm going to let these sit here for a couple minutes and then I'll start stirring them. Alright, these are done. I'm going to get these ready to go into the pie crust. Alright, y'all, I have my eggs in the bowl. I'm putting my milk in here with it. And my salt and pepper. So I have my hot sauce. I'm going to put a couple dashes of hot sauce in here. I like hot sauce, so it's more than a couple dashes. So this is ready to pour over the mixture when we get the pie crust in the pie pan and the onions get put in. Then we'll pour this in and then we'll sprinkle the cheese on top and then it goes in the oven. And it will bake in the oven for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. All right, this is ready to go. And I'm going to go check on the onions on the stove. Our pie crust is ready. So I'm putting my onions into the pie crust. I'm going to spread them around. Just spread them evenly around the bottom of the pan here. Alright, now I'm going to pour my egg mixture.
That looks so good.
Alright, now I'm going to sprinkle my cheese on top.
I can't wait to try this. This is going to be so off the chain good.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it too.
soggy. We use the Jiffy Pie Crust in the little box for 98 cents at Walmart. You just put some cold water in it and mix it up. It gives you the best dough. Love it. We should be their spokesperson as much as we use their stuff. We love their pie crust.
All right, this is going in the oven for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. And we will see you in our next video.
Bye-bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.